Hey guys, welcome to I can't remember the name of my channel. Oh my lord, it's been that long. Welcome to Tori Speaks, and I know I always do this. I always have to apologize for my absence, and but this time around, I promise I had real reasons. I had concrete reasons for my absence. I had the most topsy-turvy summer. Like, it was crazy. It was helter-skelter. It was tumultuous. It was just insane, really. It was insane. That's the word that I can use to adequately describe it. Like, the highs and the lows, it was just insane, literally. And I'm going to be writing about it in a little short book called Diaries of My Crazy Summer. And I'll probably also be dropping, an episodorial sort of snippet thingy on my channel. So for those of you that don't like to read, you can just watch it on my channel. That's the perks. I mean, it's one of the perks of subscribing to my channel. And yeah, if this is your first time visiting Tori Speaks, please, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, share, and also comment. Like, I really love to see comments because it helps me engage with people. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean you must agree with the things I say. I know I am a very controversial person, and it's okay for you to disagree, but just put it in the comment section so we can dialogue. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about something else, another book that I'm writing. Listen, all of a sudden, right, I have just tapped into my creative juices. Now, it's not like my creative juices weren't there before, but I was always using it for other people, writing other people's books and projects and papers, and never really my own ideas. But I've started putting down my own ideas. Over the summer, I started writing the first one called Atrocities Committed in the Name of God. And this one is a Christian book. It's a Christian book because I'm an all-rounder person. I'm not a saint, but I'm all-round. I'm very spiritual, and I respect every side of me. I feed every side of me. The spiritual part, the crazy part, that I feed all sides of me. So I was writing this book, Atrocities Committed in the Name of God, and my laptop crashed, so I kind of lost that draft, which is still very painful for me because I really can't start from scratch. But I'm hoping to be able to recover the draft so I can continue, because I got halfway. And if you're a writer, you know that once you've started writing something and you've put in your all, to start from scratch is not nice. So pray for me that I get back that draft so I can finish writing Atrocities Committed in the Name of God. It's an absolutely lovely and really essential book. So the book I'm going to be talking about in this episode, really briefly, is my new book, which is going to be very controversial, but as you know, I don't shy away from controversy. It's titled Having Sex Like a Man. Yes. There is no hidden agenda here. The meaning is in the title. The title is in the meaning. Whatever. Having Sex Like a Man is the title of my book, and that is what the content is going to be about. 18 plus, yes. So this is not for kids. This is not for judgmental people. This is for people who are free-spirited, open-minded, and actually want to learn. And it's tailored for women. The target audience is women, but men are welcome to read. Men are welcome to read. I mean, yeah, you might learn a thing or two. Okay, so why have I decided to write this book? Anybody that knows me, I mean, if you spent an hour in my presence, aside my magnificent aura, of course, you would be able to tell that I am a feminist. Like, I am a strong advocate for women, for freedom of women, for rights of women, for equality of women. I advocate it very strongly with a loud voice, despite the resistance, despite how I get judged, I get misconstrued, I get misunderstood. I don't care. I stand my ground because I know that what I believe in, what I'm fighting for, is a good cause. But this is the reason why, this is the genesis for, I'm setting the background for the genesis for why I decided to write this book. Women are so subjugated in so many areas that we're still battling, areas that we've been battling for millennia. And though we've made some progress, there's still lots of areas that are still, just we're so subjugated in. And if we're going to be subjugated in areas of career, areas of, marriage and things like that, we'll fight it. But to be subjugated in areas that have to do with our body, that's where I draw the line. See, I have a problem with people telling women how to dress, telling women what to do with their bodies, whether they should get surgery or not get surgery, whether they should wear makeup or not wear makeup, I have a problem with you telling women what to do with their bodies, whether they should abort or not abort. That's their choice. It's their body. Whatever moral standards you have to talk about is between the person and their creator, the person and their God, or whatever it is they worship. But I have a serious problem with people telling women what to do with their bodies. Now, I digress. The reason, the essence of this book is to help women embrace sexual freedom, help women understand their body, embrace sexual liberation, and also be able to control the narrative. Because when it comes to sex, women are put into a box that men are not put into. And see, when my issue with boxes is, if you're going to create a box and you're going to put certain people inside that box, you should put everybody inside the box. Then we'll know that we're equal, we're on equal footing, we're all on the same boat. And if we're going to get out, we're getting out together. If we're going to stay in, we're staying in together. But for you to put one side inside a box and the other side out of it, I'm going to fight that because it makes no sense. Now, the box I'm talking about is a sexual box that women are placed into. Oh, don't act like this during sex. Oh, don't do this with a man when it comes to intimacy. Oh, you do this, you're loose. You do this, you're a slut. You do this, you're... But none of that applies to men. And that's what my book is trying to fight. We're fighting the status quo. We're fighting the norm because it's wrong. Now, lots of women... I read this tweet on Twitter, and women were talking about their sexual experiences, and none of it was positive. You know, we were talking about, basically, all the men were not doing it for them. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, now this men will probably be in their own worlds, cocoon somewhere, and thinking that they're doing something great. Oh my God, she's screaming. They're probably bragging to their friends. She was screaming. She was this, she was that. Meanwhile, you really weren't doing it for her. But she didn't tell you. Why? Because women have been put into a box whereby you put the ego of a man before your own pleasure. You would rather pretend and fake orgasms to boost the ego of the man than for you to speak up and be like, hey, mister, what are you doing now? What are you doing? This thing is not, wrong move. Most women don't do that at the detriment of their own pleasure. And I'm saying that is wrong and that needs to stop. If you are sexually active, you should be able to be liberated from this sexual bondage where you feel like as a woman, you cannot speak up. As a woman, you cannot take charge of your pleasure. As a woman, you cannot take charge of your body. As a woman, you cannot take control of the scenario, of the narrative. That is what my book is trying to break women free from. If you're not sexually active, good and fine. I am also an advocate of celibacy. I am an advocate of abstinence. But if you're going to be sexually active, be free. Only God can judge you, no man. Be liberated. Do not be a slave in every aspect of the word to men. Now, brothers, I don't have any problem with you guys. I am really not attacking men here. But what I'm saying, even men, you can see, you can at least agree that this is facts. You can agree that this is true. Women are placed in a box sexually that they shouldn't be in. So many women don't even know their erogenous zones. They don't know their G-spots. They don't know what makes them tick. They're literally just going through the motion and sex is for reproduction for them. I don't agree. I thoroughly disagree. So here are the 3 points that my book is going to be addressing, and if you want to learn or understand any of these things, then my book is for you. First, if you want to understand how to take charge of your sexual life, how to be sexually liberated, read my book. Number 2, if you want to be able to understand that sex does not necessarily have to mean you giving your heart to somebody, read my book. Let's pause there before I go to number 3. Let me explain what I mean. What I mean by sex does not have to be about you giving your heart is that women, for the most part, once they are in an intimate relationship with a man, they tend to give their emotions, they tend to give their hearts. And we see lots of women ending up hurt, lots of women talking about, oh my God, men has come, oh my God, he hurt me, oh my God, he this. Listen, men are not always calm. Sometimes we just give what we shouldn't be giving. We give way too much. And when we don't receive it back, we say men has come, men are this. But these men are, they're wired a certain way. And you need to be able to recalibrate your own brain into that particular wiring so you match his energy. Hear what I'm saying? You have to match his energy. The minute you start giving what you're not receiving, you're giving all of yourself, you're giving your body and your heart at the same time on a platter to somebody who isn't giving you back that same energy, you are losing. And I'm here to preach against women losing. Aren't we tired of losing? I mean, there is no sense in it that you're giving what you're not receiving. There is no sense in it. And I know sometimes it's difficult because women are emotional beings. We tend to give. That's our nature. But you don't always need to be in that box. You need to understand that when it comes to sex, if you want to have a sexual relationship, and I advocate for one partner, I advocate for you being with somebody you respect, somebody you like, somebody you know, healthy, whatever. But it doesn't necessarily have to be love. It can get to love, but it doesn't necessarily need to start off as love. And you don't necessarily need to give off your emotions initially just to enjoy sex. I'm a demisexual, so I'm part of those who believe, oh my God, sex is only perfect when you have emotions, when there's mutual emotions. That's true. Sex is perfect when there is, both of you are on the same wavelength emotionally. You feel things for each other. There is that, sex is perfect in that sense. But you can also enjoy it without all of that. So you want to learn how to have sex like a man, because this man can enjoy sex to the highest level without any iota of emotions. Bam, 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 get their orgasm and they're gone. Post not clarity and they're gone. While you're there pining and thinking about him and looking at your phone, oh my God, he hasn't called. After sex, he hasn't called. You need to be the one who is so in charge that he's looking at his phone, oh my God, she hasn't texted. After sex, she didn't text me. Change the narrative. Why are we giving this man so much power when it comes to sex? Because we all know that women are the ones who are the sex goddesses. I mean, you can control a man with your body. Not saying you should do it, but you can. So why are you always the one crying? Oh my God, he didn't call me. We had sex, he didn't this. We had sex, he didn't that. Learn to have sex like a man. Learn to be the one that he's like, wait, this babe has not called me. She's not this. Let him be the one obsessing over you after sex, not you. Let's change this narrative. So if that's what I mean by saying you can be intimate without having emotions, and if you want to learn how to do that, read my book. Now, I'm not going to be giving too much away because I want you to read my book, and it's not just going to be about, just talking about facts and facts. I'm going to be giving you real experiences. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be talking about real things and how you can, navigate certain situations, because it can get tricky. And if one thing that you should note before you decide to take up the challenge, how we see some very crazy challenges and they tell you do not do this at home. So before you know if this is something you should do, you have to know if this is in your nature. You have to understand, am I a beta female, am I a sigma female, or am I an alpha female? Now, you can't be a beta female and be trying to, don't read my book if you're a beta female. No judgment. There's nothing wrong with beta females. I mean, well, there is nothing wrong with beta females, but my book is not for beta females. Sigma females, yes, because sigma females can, they can flow either way. They can have the alpha tendencies and they can have the beta tendencies. So if you're a sigma female and you've decided that, oh, you know what, I want to tap into my alpha side, you can read my book. Then you can learn to have sex like a man. But beta females, it's almost impossible for beta females to learn to have sex like a man. Those are the subservient ones. That's their nature and there's nothing wrong with it. That's how God made you. Good and fine. Don't try it. You get hurt. This is risky. This is my disclaimer. Don't try it. You get hurt. But if you're an alpha female, definitely read my book. Definitely. Because even alpha females, sometimes we're so strong and I say we because I'm definitely an alpha. Hello. we're so strong, and we're so like, you know, we don't want to be vulnerable, we don't, but sometimes we feel it. Sometimes we like with this person and we start to feel some type of way for him, and we're like, yo, why is she not reciprocating? Because an alpha is like, yo, you have to be giving what I'm giving you, have to worship the ground I'm walking on, what's the problem? And you start feeling some type of way. You need to know the signs, you need to know when you're getting there so you can pull yourself back. You need to know how to tread around this thing so you can pull yourself back. Now, this is not about you being manipulative. This is not about you not being free in a relationship. Remember, I'm talking about the early stages where you are just intimate, but you have not gone far. When it gets to a point where he's giving you, you can give back. He gives, you give back. So it's on equal footing. What I'm against is you just putting your heart on a platter and giving it to this man. And then when you wake up tomorrow and see his engagement post on Instagram, you're shattered. You need to prevent yourself from getting there. You need to be able to have your phone, get your orgasm, take your bag and leave. Or if it's in your house, tell them, oh, thanks for coming, bye, boo boom, see you next Friday. That's the energy I want to be seeing. Let this man be like, yo, what's going on? Women have totally switched up on us. Now they're the ones. And they'll begin to really be like, yo, okay, maybe I should. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're an alpha female, definitely read my book. Now, lastly, those who must read my book, or who should read my book, because it's not compulsory, those who should definitely read my book are those who want to understand when a man is playing them and want to switch up the table on them. Now, this third point is where I emphasized most of my points on in the book. I wrote about something similar that happened and how I navigated it, and you can learn from my experiences. Now, basically, we meet men, and most men are like this. It's like, why are you such a child as a grown-up? Most men are like this. They're just about, you know, sexual encounters for them is more like street cred. Oh my God, I slept with this one, I slept with that one, I slept with this one, I slept with that one. Bragging rights, like children. And they're like, you know, they sometimes even make bets. Oh, well, 2 weeks I'll have her. Oh, 1 month I'll have her. Oh, she's forming hard girl, I'll have her. And it's all about playing. It's all about games. If you want to know the signs that somebody is playing you, read my book. Now, you can choose when you know the signs, oh, this nigga is playing games. You can choose, I'm gonna just walk away. I don't have energy for this bullshit. Bye to your negativity. Boy, bye. Or you can choose to teach him a lesson. I don't mean shoot him. I don't subscribe to violence. Please, I did not say shoot him. I did not say beat him. No violence. This is a no violence zone. But teach him a lesson in the sense that give him a taste of his medicine so he knows that, oh my God, so this is how people feel when I treat them like this. And then maybe he'll change. Because oftentimes we let men get away with this nonsense. We let them just do anyhow, act anyhow, misbehave, and we don't let them come correct. And then they'll go on to hurt somebody else. When you turn the tables on them, when you sometimes give them a taste of their medicine, when you play the game that the player becomes played, and even an alpha male is subjugated, then maybe in their next encounter with a female, they'll treat her right. Don't always let men get away with bullshit. Don't always let them get away with hurting you. Don't always let them get away with playing you. If you try to play me, I will play you right back. Then let's see who is the queen of manipulation. Now, manipulation is not a good thing. It's not a positive trait. I'm not going to pretend it's a positive trait. But if somebody is going to manipulate you, manipulate them right back. Sometimes when people feel how the shoe pinches, they'll tread carefully. I tell people I've never been hurt. Nobody has ever broken my heart. Nobody has ever, because I'm naturally, by my instinct, I'm naturally very creative. I watch. And the minute I see that the energy is not matching, I zoom. But this particular time that I wrote about in my book, I decided, this one is feeling like he's an alpha male. He's feeling like, oh, okay, I'm going to be one of the trunk of women that he uses and plays with. And he's playing games. Oh boy, you want to play? Okay, two can play. And we played. And read my book if you want to know how that went. So yes, this is what I'm going to, this is just an intro into having sex like a man. If you want to learn how to have sex like a man, if you want to learn how to just go about life, just have fun, you know, sexual liberation. I'm not saying be promiscuous. I'm not saying 1 man today, 1 man tomorrow, 1 man. No. I'm not saying that. Do not be promiscuous. Do not go out with the intention to hurt somebody. No. Do not go out with the intention to manipulate somebody. No. Do not go out with the intention to, just play somebody. But if they're going to bring that energy to you, then you can put them in their place. Then you can give them a taste of their medicine. Then you can teach them that, look, nigga, not every woman is like this. I can show you that I can have sex, I can have fun, but I'm not going to give you all of me just because you are a male. If you give me, I'm going to give you. It has to be give and take. It can't be give from you. Take back your power as a woman. Take back your liberty. Do things on your own terms and control the narrative. And as always, this is Talk Time with Tori. Tori Speaks. And until next time. Mwah.